Hello friends, my today topic is self-referential relationship in database. So, in our last lecture, what we studied, the entity which involved belong to the same entity type. In the previous example, when we say so, product lines and products relationship was between two separate entity types. So, self is wherein the entity which involved belong to the same entity type. In this, what we are talking about, self-referential, which are related to those same table. So, a self-referencing relationship, also known as recursive relationship in a database, occurs when a column in a table relates to another column in the same table. In such a relationship, only one table is involved. In our There is another type of relationship called self-referential. Means the table refer to itself. And first one was the a table relate to other table. That was the first. This is another one. Take a look at the table below. In our last lecture, what we have studied, we saw product lines and products have some kind of relationship. But this was a relationship between two separate entity types. Relation between product and order was two separate relation types. We have seen in the last video. But in employee table, there is a relationship to self, which is known as self-referential relationship. It is referencing same entity type. We cannot saying that it is referencing to same entity, but it is referring to the same entity type. Example, I want to capture here. I want to capture who is the manager of employee, and it turns out manager is also an employee. So the entity that interests me 1% in the same entity type known as employee. So how I will show that I already said if a line if a sentence is drawn then it's a relationship. If a line is drawn it's a relationship. Then how I will write it down? It should be self line between the table like this. So this is a self-referential type of relationship indicating the cardinality. That is the cardinality indicates on its one side 0 or many and other side 0 or 1. Here 0 or many and 0 or none. So there are two heads. For example, I am saying one is for manager and another is for employee. The two entity type here, one is manager type and another is employee type, but they both are stored in the same table. That is a different issue. So now we can have two different sentences because both are employee, so they are in the same table. So we can now write it down in two sentences. Every employee is managed by one manager, and every manager manages more than one employee. Here, by notation, every manager man every every employee is managed by zero or more managed by one manager, and every manager manages zero or more employee. So when we are indicating self-referential relation, we can indicating what are the rules. There is a relationship between two separate entity types. When there is a self-reference indicating a cardinality is different, so we have explicitly stated that role name part of the particular relationship type. So when there is a various notations, I will say that there is a subordinate role that employee is playing, and the other side I will put the manager to indicate that this is the role and the end of relationship. So we are forming two sentences to make you understand what is self-reference. We are giving this examples. Number one, employee, subordinate, and manager. That is what you indicate in the form of a role. Roles are specific notation that are put on self-referential relationship types. So in this example, explicitly we can say that the role one is playing is a manager and other side role is a subordinate. So next point, every manager manages zero or more subordinate. From here you can understand zero or more subordinate, and every subordinate managed by zero or one manager. Okay. Just to summarize, ER diagram or ER model just notations indicates three things about your database design. It indicates about all the entity type, what are the attributes of those entity type. We talk about relationship are of three types: one to one to many, many to one. Notations will be same in entire MySQL. Notation will be the same. So these notations are really useful for you mainly for understanding uh, database design. Sometimes when you are analyzing, it's very confusing lots of table and lots of attributes. And if you are using any tool, the way these tools show you, they are showing it's very confusing. So that when you understand how to interpret the symbol in a diagram, it is very useful for you to get a snapshot. What data is available? What are the relationships? How do you access this data and how do you navigate these things are very obvious. If you learn and understand ER diagram notations, you won't find anything more than we talked about in any kind of ER diagram. Now, go to another example of self-referential type. This is a table for Indian player. So every player represent India, but few players also. One player is Kohli and another one is the vice president. So Kohli is the captain of the team and Sharma is the vice captain, but they both are belongs to the same category. They all represent to the team India. So these are the manager. In last example, the manager was the same role. Here, captain is the same role. Who is managing a team, but he is also a player. I hope you got it. The table given above has a self-referential relationship because Virat Kohli is the captain of every player, but he is a player himself. The same applies to Rohit Sharma, who is the vice captain of the team. A self-referential relationship refers to a relationship between a class and itself. For example, every social networking website has the concept of a user, member, person, whatever. Now, it wouldn't be very social if those users could not have friends. So, users are allowed to add friends. So, all these are the example of self-referential relationship. I hope you understood what are the self-referential relationship and what are ER diagram notation. Thank you.